go. There we go. Heck yeah. Come on up here. Yeah. That's a beauty there. Probably 10, 12 inches. That's 9. Right? Yeah, he's 11 inches easy. I'll get a picture of him. That was a crow or a starling harassing that same raptor that dove for that fish earlier. I don't know what kind of raptor it is. I've never seen one. I'm not that well versed on my bird species either. How is this even going on? Wow, that sun can't come up fast enough. If that wind picked up anymore, like he's still going off on it. I might have moved on to a better place because I was so cold. Still am, but when you get so cold and your hands hurt so bad, it's pain, like it's actual pain. And your brain can't go anywhere else but there. It's an intense feeling, right? Imagine trying to explain that feeling, that pain. You know when you walk outside and it's so bitterly cold out and the blast of cold hits your face and it's that same pain is associated with that. Imagine trying to explain that to maybe a tribesman that exists in the middle of the Amazon rainforest that has never experienced cold, right? Or vice versa. Imagine trying to, like the same tribesman explaining to an Inuit or a Yakut of sweat and humidity, right? And yeah, what words? You know, I believe the Inuit have like 45 different words for snow because the words have to be so descriptive. Communication has to be very descriptive when it comes to survival, you know, describing the snow. Entirely possible this is just a sunrise bite and it shuts down. I'm gonna tell you about something that's very interesting so that I have a movie out of 3 fish I think I caught so far, and that is how to deal with the unreasonable cold, right? Because my hands are cold. Anytime I think of, you know, the suffering that I'm going through, it's good to put it into perspective. That's kind of within the wheelhouse of the Stoic philosophy, school of thought, way of thinking. So, what is cold? How cold is cold? How cold is it that people endure today? There's a place in northern Siberia that I just mentioned, the Yakut people. The place is Yakutsk. It's spelled weird. I'll put the spelling up here. So Yakutia is in northern Siberia. It's the largest and northernmost inhabited city, I think, on Earth. It's got 280,000 people, or 300,000 people effectively, that live there. Its record cold is negative 109 degrees Fahrenheit, or negative 64 centigrade. The entire city is built on permafrost. So there's no pipes in the ground. The buildings have to be insulated from the ground, because if the permafrost melts, the buildings sink into the muck and mire that has been there for eons. Let's see. So all the piping is above ground and insulated. All the electrical. Their buildings have, like their hotels and food stores and whatever, have 3 sets of airlocks, 3 sets of double doors as you go in, because it's so cold. The air is so cold. So, I mean, if you get on YouTube, there's a lot of, well, you're obviously on YouTube, dummy. There's a lot of movies with people that visit there and live there. People that live near there, that are outside of the city, primarily eat horse meat, frozen. That's the main food, meat, red meat. And the horses, apparently, it's some breed of horse that is not averse to cold, and it exists outside in the winter without a stable, not in the most severe of cold, but the people are interviewed in this one movie that I watched. And the woman asked the guy, what is warm to you? And he said that 42 degrees is balmy. You know, when I cut fish, I'm in a room that's 42 degrees. That's balmy, huh? You know, that kind of puts it into perspective. My hands are still cold. I still can't feel my thumbs, but you know, that's tough. One of the interviewers, or one of the guys that went up there, young cat, he arranged to have to pilot his own bobsled team for like 5 minutes. He was outside for 5 minutes, and he forgot his hat that had, you know, like the earmuffs on it. He was outside for 5 minutes, went inside, and he was tempted to stay out a little bit longer. Had he stayed out any longer, he would have had frostbite on his ears. As it turned out, he had the early stages of frostbite. Like, his ear was, you know, at least a third larger in size and bright red from being outside for 5 minutes. How cold, you know, like, in relative terms, like, you think you have issues, you know, when it snows here, you got to plow the roads, right? There's a whole industry existing around keeping cars warm. You know, like, you can't shut your car off for more than 5, 7, 15 minutes. 15 minutes, your oil freezes, and you're hanging with the dog. You break down, you're hanging with the dog too. Yeah, like a scary place, and the people love it there. They won't move. It's home. It's home. That's why there's 280,000 people that live there. Oh, how'd they get there? Why are they there? Why'd they get there in the first place? Who in their right mind would want to go there voluntarily? Well, they didn't go there voluntarily. During in the late 1930s, early 1940s, the Soviet occupation produced political prisoners that couldn't be, or political opponents to the party that couldn't be killed outright. Well, they were sent to Yakutsk in, you know, hopes of perishing, but they thrived. They thrived in the cold, which doesn't help me right now. I feel like a wimp for complaining about it because it's cold there. It's not cold here. It's balmy, according to Buddy. Wow, this thing shot off like a rocket. Good heavens. Tiny pickerel. Better than a cup of coffee. Almost. These Wawa chickens, they are kind of burdensome in the springtime. They occupy every available like area of the shoreline. They're all over the place, all over the shoreline. You get near the shoreline and they just go on and on and on about you being near them, but then, like, that's not, they don't know my intent. They don't know I'm no threat to them, but they have to react, and then they get their neighbors going, and so on and so forth. But when they're squabbling amongst themselves, that's when it gets really kind of annoying, because they just go on and on and on and on. Kind of like my movies. Oh, it's gotta be a bass. Heavy, whatever it is. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Look at this crappie, boys. Holy moly. He choked it too. Good Lord. Oh my God. That is the largest crappie I've ever caught. Without question. I got a 14 and a half last year. That's a big crappie right there, huh? Wow. Let's get a picture of him. Let's get the hook out. All right, so it's up to that. It's 1/4 inch past that screw right there. See that? He's bumped to the end there. Yeah, he's right on that screw. And that is, yeah, on the, yeah. Look at that, boys. That's awesome, huh? Heck yeah, buddy. I apologize for tricking you. You have yourself a fine rest of the day, my friend. There he goes. That's a bald eagle there. I've been watching him for quite a while. Hunting. Hunting, or I don't know, he might have been on some carrion over there, because he was kind of, there was turkey vultures or whatever with him. There's another place and another people, same region, the Choctaw people, nomadic reindeer herders. These, oh come on, I've been robbed. These people, they generally have 40 to 120 reindeer, from what I understand. Some of the larger, groups can be communally, up to 300. They have to move every 2 weeks. They can't, in the wintertime, they can't set down in the same place. They need to bring their livelihood. Like, they eat the reindeer raw, frozen. They drink the blood of it. They build their shelters from the skins. They use it as insulation for their children. In the wintertime, they do have snowmobiles now, so they can have, canned goods. It takes days to get back to the cities. They have to heat their, like when they get to a new location, like when they're going to a city and they have to camp out. They get off their snowmobiles, they shut them down, and then the next morning they light a fire underneath the engine to melt the oil to get it started again. It's mental. It's mental what these people go through. They don't bathe for the entire winter. The children don't get out of their clothes like the infants. They stay in a papoose for months. And their winters are what, 5 months at least, 5 months of what we would consider absolute hell, right? Crazy, crazy, crazy. That's where it's at right there, boys. Best $60 I ever spent right here. Jet burner, warm coffee on a day like today. Yeah, why would you want to bring gloves with you or a proper warm jacket, Jim? Dummy. 14.5 to the end. That's my PB. It's the same size. I just matched my PB anyway, at least. Oh my gosh. Jesus. Oh, fuck. Look at the size of that fish. Good Lord. I mean, hold it too high, huh? That is wicked. Yo, that's 9 inches, right? Like, my hands are ridiculously large. That's a big fish right there. Oh my gosh, that's unbelievable. What an unbelievably awesome day. Perseverance, right? Like, I suffered through some unreasonable conditions this morning with that cold and the wind and no fish. It's perseverance, a big league. Wow. That's so cool. I apologize, buddy. You're just trying to do your thing and I go and trick you. You have yourself a good day just the same. There you go. Yeah, tricking a fish for my own entertainment seems kind of wrong. At least the saltwater fish, I'll eat them, I'll make a meal out of them, right? Just wrecking this thing's day for shits and giggles. What a shits and giggles that was. What do we have here? Wow, he really slammed it. Good heavens, look at this one too. I'd be a fool to leave on a day like today, huh? It's a shame it's, I mean, unreasonably cold. Oh, New Jersey quick release there. Unreasonably cold. Man, that's beautiful. Look at the blues and violets and pinks, greens. Wow. That is absolutely gorgeous. What a stellar day. Huh? Oh, no, you're good. You're good. You are free to go. Right now. See you, buddy. Have a good now. The day of anomalies. Good heavens, look at this one too. I mean, that could be dinner. I mean, I have good bucket scallops. Look, he's got two. Wait a minute. I caught one last year that had 2 marks on just one side of it, and I posted it. Yeah, I posed the question to you guys. And it's got a mark over here. And what's his name? I got a viewer down in Maryland. But he has his own channel. Oh, it's gonna bother me. What's his name? Yeah, anyway, he suggested that it was an osprey or a bird of prey. Absolutely, without question, it probably was. Very intelligent. But he's a fisheries biologist or something. He went to school for marine science on some level. Yeah. What's his name? And these things are mental today with the hits. It damn near pulls the rod out of your hand. Another real nice fish. The hits are few and far between, but the caliber of the fish is that. So, That's the perfect eater size there. Not those real big ones. They're too, they have good genetics, right? Otherwise they wouldn't have been so big. The breeders, that's what you want to leave in the lake, in my estimation. It's the Day of Giants. Look at that disgusting thing crapping all over my kayak. Don't get that in my coffee cup, buddy. I'm not done with that. Yeah, that's a big one of them. Oh, that figures, huh? Fighting the wind, freezing cold all day long. Wind dies down. It's not that bad out. And all loaded up, ready to go. Go figure. So I have 2 awesome projects that I'm working on, which is why I'm kind of anxious to get out of here. 2 projects that I'm working on. One, you've probably seen it already, as the sperm whale carving, and then the other one, oh, I'll tell you about it when I get back to the studio, maybe. Dicky Mo. But I gotta wait for it to dry, so I can't really do too much more to it. So I got another project. Hold up. Kind of a sneak peek at what's coming up here, because it's gonna take a minute. Alright, here we go. This, right y'all, is a mushroom bracket fungus that grows on the paper birch. This is called a Phamatopsis betulina. Yeah. It has powerful anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, or not antioxidant, antifungal, antimicrobial properties to it. I harvested, this is the same mushroom that I made. It's also known as a knife strop fungus. Made a knife strop out of it. And this is a tincture. It is a powerful anti-inflammatory as well, which will probably work out well for having abused myself as badly as I did today. Take it by the teaspoon, right? I'll have to dump it out in something else. But so this mushroom has those properties, and the parent wood has the properties: antimicrobial, antifungal, antibacterial, right? So apparently if you take this bark, you remove the bark and you make a box out of it, or a container of sorts, and you put something in that container that is highly perishable, say a grape or a piece of bread. You put one in the container and then you leave one out on the counter. You make a container out of cardboard or paper or something just similar to it to keep it kind of same. Because of the antimicrobial, anti-decay properties, essentially, right, of the birch bark, the perishable item that is held within this will last some period of time longer. Bread will last longer. The grape won't, or blueberry won't rot as fast. Well, my thinking is, if this is true, and it's easy enough to test, right? That's what I'm going to be doing today, is making the containers. Is it the same for seafood? Could I make a box out of seafood, out of birch bark, and put some kind of fish in it, and then have another one that is off of the same, you know, like take a fillet, cut it in half, put one in here, one on the, let's see, let's find out. That'll be a different movie. But hey, today I caught more fish over 12, 13 inches today than I did all last season, and last season was the best season of fishing that I've had with regards to large crappie and numbers ever. So yeah, thanks for watching.